Moment millions have been waiting for. Vice President Kamala Harris made her case to voters across the country last night.
She accepted her party's nomination during her historic speech that capped off the Democratic National Convention. KCAL News correspondent Caroline Cummings joins us live from the Windy City with the major takeaways from last night. Caroline, so it's all wrapped up.
Yeah, it is all wrapped up. As you can see, very quiet here now. The cleaning crews were working really diligently in the early morning hours to try to get it all cleaned up from last night when it was packed to the brim with tens of thousands of people super excited to hear from the vice president as she accepted her party's nomination. And while it all ends here in Chicago for the DNC, it's really just the beginning for that general election campaign. A historic night in Chicago as Vice President Kamala Harris accepted the 2024 Democratic nomination for president.
America, we are not going back.
Harris vowed to create an opportunity economy, push for a Middle East ceasefire deal, and revive the failed bipartisan immigration bill. The former California Attorney General also made her case against former President Donald Trump.
In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious.
Supporters at a watch party in Harris's hometown, Oakland, say the energy during the speech was electrifying.
You tear up because you know how important it is.
The theme of the final day of the Democratic National Convention was For Our Future, with the focus on some key domestic issues.
We have a duty to care for our patriots who serve our nation.
From the military to gun violence.
Our losses do not weaken us. They strengthen our resolve.
The night featured appeals from battleground state Democrats.
Kamala Harris, she gets us.
Are we going to fight? Are we going to vote?
And a former GOP congressman.
I'm putting our country first.
There were also musical performances from the Chicks and Pink.
What about love? What about trust? What about us?
And guys, it's kind of hard to believe, but if you really step back and put this all into perspective, it seems like we've lived many lifetimes since then, but it was only a month ago that President Joe Biden dropped out. So this was initially planned for him, right, until he made that decision. So they had to kind of upend their plans and reshuffle things around in the final few weeks before this whole thing was going to get kicked off here, guys.
Yeah, Caroline, a lot has definitely happened. Well, the convention, it's officially over. Now 73 days until the election. So tell us what's next for the Harris-Walz campaign.
So you can expect them to visit some battleground states in the weeks and months ahead. We don't have a clear picture of what they're immediately doing in the near term, but they've already been focusing heavily on states like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, which are essential on the road to the White House. And of course, there are also some debates planned in the future. There's one planned for Harris and Trump, and then there will be that vice presidential debate right here on CBS in early October. So it's really getting, I'm like, is it the chill in the air? Like some fall weather coming? I heard you guys have some cool weather in LA. It's just because they're getting ready for the election season.
Yeah, I feel like we all need to buckle up because it's going to be a very bumpy ride over the next 2.5 months. Thank you so much, Caroline.
Now you can get your KCAL news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.